Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Eagles and the Commanders coming up next.
For my money, it's the best time of the year, playoff football time, as postseason action descends upon FedEx Field just outside of D.C. Coming up, we've got an ultra-important divisional round matchup in the NFC, as it'll be the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Washington Commanders. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. Washington now brings this out. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And they'll be led out by their 7th-year quarterback.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up, so he could use the rest. And I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives in this one. Because sometimes getting the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit of rust as well. Maybe they come out flat, and they can't afford that in the postseason.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Steps away to his left. Pushes him over. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
Now Gordon on first down. He juked him. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. A pretty nice, strong run, but can't break away. Down just inside the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Washington. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Escaping the pressure right. Looking for the crossing receiver, and he's got him. It's Samuel. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth. Back to throw. Washington buying time to his left. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. No score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Off the bootleg, Washington. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. John Bates from 8 yards out. And the Commanders are on the board first here in this division round matchup. So they take the opening kickoff and drive it all the way down the field.
And that's the last thing you want defensively. On the road, in the playoffs, and now you're down a touchdown right away.
Now the extra point. It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. Fighting his way through contact. Past midfield, look out. And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Eagles. Well, there you go. They gave up a score to start the game, and as quick as they could get it back, they did on the return.
And people talk about this all the time, whether you're coaching it, whether you're trying to work on it, whether you're just trying to put in the minds of your players. Attack back as fast as you can after giving up a score. No quicker way than on a kick return.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Oh, this is blocked. And now Washington has it. There he goes, left side. And all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points. Well, I think there was a lot of surprise from the kicking team there. After the block, they kind of froze and then realized, oh, wait, they can return this, and they returned it all the way.
And you know why they froze? Not often do you get that second sound, right? There's the kick, you hear that, and then there's that second thud when there's a block. That's when people freeze and they have to realize where the ball is. They picked it up and took it the other way.
So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. Washington now brings this out. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He connected on all 5 of his throws on that opening drive and finished it with a touchdown pass. As they begin here, 1st and 10. Ready. Throwing to start the drive. Washington looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gordon. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss. and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Now they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Operating from the gun, Washington. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he was able to shed one tackle, but could not get away from there. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. They'll run it up the middle now. Gordon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw on 3rd down, Washington. He's got his target. That's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 25-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Here's a give up the middle. It's Gordon. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. They work now on 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Washington. That's out to the flat for Gordon. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
Young quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
On first down, Washington. And he's got it. Touchdown, Washington. John Bates. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Commanders are able to extend their lead. Well, only the 2 catches for him thus far, CD, but both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
And I think he's on the bench right now, Brandon, smiling at his position coach and telling him, all those times you talked to us about efficiency, I'm living it right now.
Point after here coming up. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Past midfield. Still going. 1 man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Eagles.
Again, helping partner, I get fired up. 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the same game. This is fun to watch.
Yeah, we call a lot of games in a lot of different places. Sometimes it seems like we do it simultaneously, but we rarely get to see this. Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. It's caught at the 1. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Washington now brings this out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And the Washington offense going back to work. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Looking to throw on second down. Washington. That's checked down to Gordon. Brings it up just shy of the 25. Showed some of that quickness there on the move. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Washington, flush to his right. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks. Operating from the gun. Washington, throw to the right here to Gordon. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Back to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Forced out to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. And they'll try to run the option here. Broken tackle. A second nice move. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Well, that's always a risk on those longer kicks. You have to drive it low to get it there. That opened the door for a better chance for the defense to get a hand on it, and that's just what we saw there.
And even if the odds increase a little bit because it's a longer field goal attempt, it's still difficult to get hands on the football and create a block. Big-time excitement for that unit, getting through and knocking that one away.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Hurts. Flushed out right. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Being chased out left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. This, the first of 4 Divisional Round matchups coming up this weekend. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow's other Divisional Round game in the NFC. And it looks like we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Green Bay Packers. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final adjustments as we speak. Which of these 2 teams is going to advance to the NFC title game next Sunday? To find out, let's get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest, but now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week, but he's got a first down on that effort. Now a handoff up the middle. Marcus. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Second down. Here's Hurts sliding out of the pocket. This will be caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. 36 yards. And the Eagles take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Hurts will throw. That's caught at the 1. And he will get into the end zone again, and he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Washington now brings this out. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. First possession of the second half now for Washington. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just already know, heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. Must down the numbers. There he goes. Still on his feet. And he is finally taken down, but not before he gets into the Eagles' 5. 90 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Looking to throw. Washington under pressure. Down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Brandon Graham, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Second and 10 here as we sit in the third quarter of this divisional round matchup. To the right side and complete to Washington. Touchdown from 10 yards out. And the Commanders are an extra point away from taking the lead. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that will put them on top here in the third. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly,
there he goes, right side. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, 76 yards. And the Eagles have retaken a third quarter lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2. They'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. And they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Washington now brings this out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Now the Washington offense heading out. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were in the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Off the play fake. Washington. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Escaping the pressure right. Complete to Washington. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the third quarter. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Commanders in possession of the football, but they trail as we start this fourth quarter. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Shaquille Leonard in there to blow that play up. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. On the counter, here's Gordon. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. 47 yards. And the Commanders are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Both these teams fighting for their playoff lives. All tied, fourth quarter, as the kick is away here. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. When you talk to these guys in training camp, these are the moments they say they live for. You're in a playoff game. It's tied, fourth quarter. Time for somebody to step up.
And can you execute under pressure? Because the pressure is intense right now. No one wants to be responsible for making the error that costs their team. But at the same time, who's going to be responsible for making the play that gives the advantage to your team? Who's going to break out? Just what you said.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They'll keep it on the ground. Marcus. Room here to run. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's another first down on a big gainer there, 33 yards. Burt sets up to throw it. And this one complete to Smith. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. That one checks all the boxes, doesn't it? You get the first down, check. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, check.
Well, how about one last check? Keep your quarterback from getting hit. That's a big check.
Yeah, check there as well. Good call. Flush to his right. And he's going to go down. This will count as a sack, a very short sack, taken down at the 2. That's Anthony Barr coming in from his linebacker spot to bring him to the ground. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got it 2nd and goal as they look to grab a late lead. They'll try to run this one in, and that'll hurt the average of a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
It'll be Hurts on the action. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. But defensively, that's a nice stop there on 3rd down here in the 4th quarter. Now, offensively, kicking the field goal, taking the lead, right?
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Especially since you got stopped on the previous play. But if you've got something you really like, something that you've practiced all week, and you think, hey, this is the time to use it, this is the play, I wouldn't be deterred.
And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th. This defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
And he is into the end zone. The conversion attempt is good, and that'll give them an 8-point lead here in the 4th. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. Sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense, that's 2 points for them. But he identified an open target and put it right on him.
And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Now Washington down by 8, 1:09 to play. A 4th straight defeat looming on the horizon, barring a comeback here as they've got it with a 1st down. Back to throw. Flushed out right. He's got McLaurin. Oh, he sheds himself free. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Got an open man, it's Washington. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. He's back to throw. Rolling to his right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Playoff lives at stake. Boy, this is a big one. 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Washington's got it. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And as a result, their playoff run may end right here. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. They'll keep it on the ground. Marcus. Oh, what a move. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Washington now brings this out. And he returns this to the 22. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Throwing to start the drive. Washington. Finding Washington. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And the Eagles season will continue at least one more week. Thanks for watching, and so long, everybody.